Hello, it's me, Jess. Welcome to my channel. I'm here with another channeled message. This is a specific message. It might resonate with you, it might not. All right, so in this message, I feel like I am speaking to somebody who cheated, but more specifically than that, I feel like whoever I'm speaking to, I don't think that you are a chronic cheater or like you've never cheated before. Take that however it resonates, because that could be overall in your entire life. You've never cheated on anyone ever until this particular instance. But I definitely think in your relationship with this person, you've never stepped out on this relationship. And I just heard in my mind, and why would you? Because this to me, it feels like a extremely happy situation. I don't mean that in like a pie in the sky kind of way. This feels very human, but it just does feel very happy. It feels like there's a lot of mutuality between you and this person on a lot of different levels. There's a lot of mutual attraction here on a lot of different levels. I think you're both very physically attracted to each other. You're mentally attracted to each other. You like each other's personalities and your worldviews and your sense of humor. I think you have a lot of compatibility in your routines, your goals, and it just feels like there's an ease and a flow between the two of you that's very natural, and I just heard hard to come by. And I think that you had everything with this person, and I think you are reflecting on that you have everything with this person, but I also think you knew at the moment that you stepped out on this person that there's something about this. I'm hearing like peak experience, this person. I think you understand that it's like peak compatibility between the two of you. And again, this feels very grounded to me, but there also could have been something about like you were at your happiest or something like in your relationship or something when you stepped out on this person in this connection. And that's when the tower hit. That's when everything started to kind of go wrong. I feel like you are really distraught about all of this. You are feeling all the things. You do feel a sense of shame. You do feel a sense of remorse. And if you could go back and change it, you would. But I think you also feel confusion yourself about why you did what you did. And I think that might freak some of you out here, because I really think you don't know why you did what you did, even as you were doing it. Because I think whoever you stepped out of this relationship with, I don't think that person really meant all that much to you. I don't think that you found them to be more attractive than the person you were in a relationship with. I don't think they meant all that much to you. I don't think the experience you had with them was fulfilling. I don't think it held a candle to the experience that you have with this other person on a routine basis. And it might have been a very short-lived thing. I feel like you possibly like already have, ended that situation, or it's like it wasn't like an ongoing thing. I think, like you realize your mistake and ended things, but then your partner did find out. I feel like this relationship did end as a result of that situation. And that's when the tower energies started to hit. And there's a lot of tower energy here for a lot of people. And I'm not trying to rub salt in the wound here. It's just something that I'm picking up on. But a lot of people were affected by this, whether you know it or not, because it feels to me like, even people, I don't know. Okay, well, let me just like unpack this. So obviously there was a tower moment for your partner whenever they found out, because I think a lot of you were hoping that this person wouldn't find out and that it would just be a mistake that you could, forget about. But this person did find out. And I think that they knew longer than you suspected is what I'm getting, longer than you suspected, because I'm getting that this person, they knew and they sat on it. They kept quiet. And I'm seeing this person kind of dotting their I's and crossing their T's so that they could take some kind of firm action towards ending this relationship. And that's the tower energy that I think you felt. Because coming from this person, I think it was very firm. This person was very, again, they dotted their I's, they crossed their T's. And then to you, I think it felt like everything ended very abruptly, but very matter-of-factly and very firmly. And it does feel like this person took a very firm, very tough stance with you. And it was like you couldn't get through, like it didn't matter what you said or it didn't matter what you did. This person was just determined to end the situation. And that's when I think you felt your tower moment. Now, I don't know how serious your relationship was, like if you were married or if you have kids. If there's kids involved in the situation, obviously there's tower energy for them. I think these kids are picking up on more than you think they are in terms of like body language, or they're kind of reading between the lines in the conversations that they're overhearing and things. And I do think that obviously, their world is crashing down as well, but they were happy, and they feel hurt and they feel betrayed in this situation here as well. Again, I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I'm just like kind of reading the energy as it's coming to me. I think your families might really like each other, or might really like this relationship, like the two of you for each other. That's a part of it. But I also think that you have people on the periphery, and a lot of them might be friends, but these could be people that you don't even know that well, that observe you, like your kind of couple's goals, where maybe these people don't come from like a happy home life or something, and they've never really seen a relationship that they wanted to emulate until they saw yours, and then they were like, okay, love is real, I want something here like that. I feel like this had some kind of like impact on a lot of people in a way that almost defies logic. But yeah, I digress. So there's a lot of tower energy, and you're feeling like you don't know, you're distraught, and you're feeling like you really want to fix this. You really want to put things back together, but you don't know if you can. And I feel like there was also something recently said or done by this person that made you realize that this was maybe going to be harder to put back together than you realized, because it's like you have the benefit of hindsight. You are you, right? So you know that you've never cheated before. You've never stepped out on this person before. So you know that your entire relationship was real. And so it was all of this like really pleasant stuff. And then you did that one thing. That's what you have kind of the luxury and the benefit of knowing for sure. But I think what you realized is that this person doesn't have that luxury. Like they said something to you. It feels like it was just an offhanded comment. It doesn't even feel like this person was trying to make a point or anything. It was the way this person was kind of like wrapping things up that made you realize that it's not the same for them. That you were thinking about, okay, well, it was just one mistake. It was this one experience. So certainly this person's going to get over it. We're going to be able to talk through it, and we're going to be able to put the pieces back together. But that's not how this person's viewing it. And that's what you realize. It's almost like if all your memories together were like a photo album in this person's phone. This tower moment, learning this about you, it's like it put a filter on all of those memories, where this person is now wondering how many times you stepped out on the connection. You know that it was no other times, but this person is like, well, I wonder what they were doing. Well, we were so happy, on our honeymoon in this such and such place. But I mean, I was really happy when they cheated on me that time. So God knows how many people they were texting. It's like, it's that kind of experience for this person where they don't know how deep it goes. And so I think you're realizing that. And I think you don't know what to do, because there is this kind of push-pull of realizing that this person is really hurt and they're protecting themselves, and they do need space. And for a lot of you, I think this person has asked you for space, or like they told you to get out and they're not letting you back in. They're not answering your phone calls. They're not responding to your texts, kind of a thing. And they really do legitimately need that. But at the same time, it's like, you know that you love this person. You know it was a genuine mistake. You know that you are like, that you're, I think from your perspective, you think that you're perfect together. And this is like your person, and you know that you're their person, that you just messed up this one time. And so you don't exactly know what to do, or if this even can be salvaged, because this person, I'm going to say this, but I think you've already picked up on this. It's like they hate you. And I think that's a really, like, they are experiencing those emotions. I mean, this person is extremely, extremely angry, but it is like an inner child thing where I feel like it's almost a defense mechanism. And I'm not saying that to like excuse their feelings, but because I do think that this person is really hurt. They're shocked. They're trying to protect themselves, and they just want to cut it off. Like they might want to make you pay, they might want to punish you. Like there could be that part of them. And that's like a very real emotion, right, wrong, or indifferent. And there's also a part of this person that I think has shut down, and it's made them very black and white in regards of this connection, because to them, I think they're almost thinking about it like, well, I already experienced the tower moment, and it could be a one and done thing. Like, yeah, that was painful, but now I can just move on, because do I really want the life where I have to then wonder, when the next shoe is going to drop, like when the next tower moment is going to hit. And again, there's something here about like peak experience, where this person's like, you cheated on me when I was young and hot. Okay, what happens when we're 75 holding each other's hands in the doctor's office? Like what happens then, or like when you get bored for a little bit too long, because we were perfect, we were happy, or like we had, the world was our oyster, or like, or like you could have just hit some kind of milestone or something. And this person like doesn't know how to trust. And I do feel like part of it's overwhelm as well. It kind of, it kind of reminds me of like the id, the ego, and the superego, right? Because the ego arbitrates between the ego or the superego and the id, of like, okay, well, this is my ideal situation, but also this is just like what the wounded inner child in me is like needing at this point in time. And it's like they like make a decision here. They're trying to balance out very extreme emotions that they're having and that goes back to the inner child stuff, because on the surface, I feel like there's this wounded inner child that is experiencing a lot of this hatred towards you. And it is a defense mechanism. And I think that that on some level. Like if you could just get through to them, if they could just listen to you, then they can remember that. But they are too scared to, because they trusted you once before and look how that went. Like they're in that mode. But beneath that is another like smaller wounded child. Is like kind of like Russian nesting dolls is kind of like the way I'm picturing this. And that child is confused. Like they want to be with you, but they're confused. And, this voice that's trying to protect them is saying all these things, and it makes a lot of good points, and they're very valid points. And so that child is like the ego that has to make the decision, but is feeling very on shaky ground. And then beneath that is an even smaller child that is like, pre-verbal and just wants to love you, just is crazy about you. It just feels natural for them to trust you, love you, be around you. And that's the little child that I think they're all just trying to protect, within this person. I hope this metaphor is making sense. But it's because it's like they short circuit. It's like there's an overwhelm here around decision making, because they have such an extreme experience with you that it just felt so natural and it felt so right. And they were just so sure that you were their person, like on some level. And then it was such an extreme, it came out of nowhere. They were so shocked. And they were like, how could you throw all of this away in this one stupid moment? And you're like saying the same thing to them. How can you throw all of this away? I made one stupid decision. And you're both kind of pointing the finger at each other. And so this person just feels really overwhelmed and they feel sensitive. And I'm hearing, I don't want to get hurt again. I don't want to get hurt again. And also this person doesn't want the life where they have to monitor you, or they have to wonder this person just wants it to be easy. They just want it to be happy. They want you guys to be able to have friends around and not wondering if you're porking one of them. Like, I'm sorry to be so crass. But I feel like that's like how this person thinks. They're like, I want the happy. I feel like this person wants it all. They really do want that like happy family life. And if they can't have that, then they'd rather have nothing. It's this very like stark kind of attitude that this person is taking, but it is a very defensive one. And I think you know about that. So you're in a tough spot. And I'm going to be honest, I don't know if this can be put back together, because, people have different thresholds. I know that a lot of you guys already know this. You might know everything that I'm saying in this reading, actually. I feel like we're just kind of processing it, here together, but everybody has different thresholds. Everybody defines cheating differently here as well. And you may have learned something about this person in regards of that, but there are people that like just have no tolerance for it at all. I feel like I'm kind of one of those people. And this person, I think, might just be that person. And again, I think it's a quality of life thing as well. Like just as much as it is about the betrayal, it's like the kind of things this person doesn't want to have to deal with in their life, just constantly living on eggshells, it's like this person, it's something here to do with that. But I think if you've got a shot at it, and I do think there is a shot here, but I wouldn't postpone it. And that's why I'm saying I feel like this puts you in a really difficult situation, because you don't want to harass anybody and you need to be honoring people's boundaries. But at the same time, it's like you need to be strong in letting this person know that they're just the way that you feel about them, just the truth of the way that you feel about them, and the way, and really painting the picture for this person and just not wanting to give up on this person, and so how do you balance between the two? And I don't really know. I mean, maybe you could just say to this person or try to send them a message like, I don't know, because I'm hearing Esther Perel in my mind. Like, these are really touchy situations, and everybody wants to know a different thing, and everybody wants to know a different amount, right? Like, there are some people that need you to tell them all the gory details, and they will not trust you unless they know all the gory details, and unless they're convinced that you told them all of that, and that they can corroborate your story, So there's people like that. And then there's also people that absolutely do not want to hear it, or they don't want to hear certain things. And I can see that in this connection too, because I think that you might just want to word vomit all over this person, just tell them the absolute truth. But I can also see that there are parts of this where it's like, you're going to think, okay, this is going to make it better. Like if I just say this, and this, and to you, like that makes it seem better, but to this person it would make it seem worse, you know, like where you would have a disagreement about that, where you're like, I didn't even care about them and we were so happy, and this person's like, and okay, so you cheated on me with a person that you didn't give a single shit about at the height of our happiness, and I'm a person that you have everything with. That doesn't make me feel better. I don't want to be with a person who cheats under those circumstances where absolutely nothing was wrong. Like it could be something like that, you know, where it's like you're thinking one thing and this person thinks another thing. And so I think you've got to tread carefully here. I think it's probably safe to, I do think you have to kind of be an open book and leave your pride, like check your pride. Like you can have no pride in this situation kind of a thing, and be available to answer this person's questions. I think you feel like this person's just never going to talk to you again though, if you like left it up to them. So I think that, I don't know. I think that telling them how much you care about them and how special your relationship is and how serious you are about winning back their trust and trying to piece things back together, and you want to be heard and you need to make sure this person's okay. And, you know, I think those are the things that you can just like say, you know, and not worry too much about it. And even saying how, well, I don't know. I was going to say saying how like, you know, that you don't like this person. You don't find them more attractive. I don't know. But for some, I think you should steer clear of that topic altogether. I don't know. But I think that you might just have to say something like, listen, I know that everybody wants to know, these are touchy situations. Everybody wants to know a different level of detail about different things. And whatever you want to know, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I can see from this person's side, they're like, I mean, yeah, but it's just that you cheated and then you try to lie and cover it up. So you say that you're going to be honest. This is really tough. This is just really, really tough. But I can feel that there's genuine love here from both sides. And there really is, there's a genuineness between the two of you that this person just doesn't know how to trust. And I kind of feel like you got to let them find their way back to you in some way, but I wouldn't take my hands off the situation and I wouldn't let time pass, because this person is just going to think that you don't care about them and that you cheated because you like this other person. And they're definitely not going to know that you care about them the way that you do. And it's just going to be harder, I think, if you're not very firm about how you feel about this person and that it was a mistake, and I think you don't even know why you did what you did. Like there's a lot of confusion here. And some of you, I think maybe you're in therapy or something. And maybe that's another thing you can say to this person, like share the ways in which you're being accountable. You know, like I'm trying to get to the bottom of my behavior because I understand that I can't make you feel safe with me and re-entering this relationship unless I can tell you why I did what I did. And I've gotten to the root of that. And I want you to know that I'm working on it, you know, and say like, I'm going to therapy bi-weekly, or, you know, whatever it is that you are doing, you know? And actually I'm getting a very specific scenario in my mind. Take this if it resonates. I don't know. I'm getting it. So I'm just going to pull it through. And if it's the case, I feel like that makes the situation all this more sad, because I feel like you could have been triggered and not even realize that that's what you were feeling. You were in some kind of like heightened state of stress or tension. And I think what sparked it, I'm just kind of getting this image of you looking at this person across the room and thinking to yourself, like, they're so hot. Like they're so perfect. And like, who wouldn't want them? I'm hearing that Taylor Swift lyric. It's like, I'm highly suspicious that everyone who sees you wants you. And yeah, that's from the song Lover. And like, I feel like that's the way you feel. It's like, I've had you 3 summers now, honey. I want them all kind of thing. Like you really like this person. You love this person. You want some more of this person. But I think you felt like it's unfathomable to you that every person in the world isn't your op now, like isn't your competition. And that of course everybody wants to be with this person as badly as you do and everything. And so it could have literally you could have seen this person like just going about their life or interacting with a certain person and just being like, they're just impossibly attractive. And that could have sparked it. I think, I don't know. It's like, I think it comes down to attention as well. Like this person that you cheated with, I don't think meant anything to you. I think they were just there, and I think they were giving you attention. And you could have been in some kind of crisis space because of how much you like this person and because of how perfect you think they are. And I feel like you got really in your head, and I don't know. It feels like you were triggered by your attraction to this person. That's why I'm saying this. What makes it so sad is like, you're really attracted to this person, and then that's what was the trigger for you to be with someone else. Like, I don't know. And I don't know if I would tell that to this person. I feel like if some of you are in therapy, it's good to talk this all out with your therapist, you know? Like, even if you're having certain realizations, it's like, should I tell that to this person? Like, I don't know, maybe not, like, kind of thing. But yeah, I feel like this is a sad story, and I feel like you're just distraught. You're beside yourself. You're so confused. Everything moves so fast. I feel like this relationship ended very abruptly, and you were really shocked by that. And both of you feel that way, that you both feel that way, you know? And I think that as an outsider peering into this, it seems like it would be best if you guys could put this back together, because you care about each other so much, and there is so much joy and happiness here. But I can see that this person really doesn't know the truth. And and you want them to know the truth, but it's not, because of the destroyed trust in this situation, it's not like words are ever going to be enough, you know? And I don't know that this person is going to be strong enough or want to see evidence, or, you know, if you have that, I don't know. This feels really tough. I feel like it's going to take some time. It's going to take time. This person needs what they need from the situation, and they've got to kind of lead their own healing. I don't really know what to say to comfort you. I feel like I don't even think you really want comfort in this situation. You want to own up to what you did. You want to make things right. I don't know. This feels tough. And I think you know it's tough. And I think that you know it's going to take some time. And I think you're open to doing whatever it is that you need to do. And you're just trying to figure out how to make this person understand that. So I would say, like, having no pride in the situation is good. I think it's weird, because it's like, I think you might need to give this person some space, but I wouldn't do that until you've absolutely been firm about the way that you feel about this person. Make very clear that this other person didn't mean shit to you, and that you have literally no idea why you did what you did. You're in therapy for it yesterday, and you're getting to the bottom of why you did what you did, and you understand that that's a safety issue for them, and that you have to be able to account for your behavior so that you can prevent that same behavior from repeating itself in the future. And this person is going to need assurances about that. And that's where, like, kind of getting to the root about it is, I think you need to be very firm about this person being extremely special to you. You know that you have compatibility on a lot of levels, and that's not something that comes along every single day. It's not also, you know that somebody's going to snap this person up. It's not something you want out of your sight for a moment. And that you are absolutely serious about working it out with this person, and that you're willing to let them lead in regards of that, and you're going to be respectful of their boundaries. But I think I would let them know, like, is it okay that I check in on you? You know, can I text you good morning every morning? I don't know. Because also, I'm the type of person where I'm very firm in my decisions, and I do not want to be harassed. Like, if I told you I don't want to speak to you, I mean that I don't want to speak to you. And so I don't know. That's where I feel like you definitely should be heeding this person's boundaries. But I think the most important thing is you do not take your leave from this person until you have been very firm about the way that you feel about them. And you've been very truthful, and you've also told them outright that any answers that they want from you, they will get from you in a timely, upright fashion, kind of a thing. So anyways, that's all I have for you. Take care of yourself out there. Thank you for listening. If this resonates, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Bye.